quickly just allow them, opening comments. You've seen the first half. It's not live on TV, but you've seen it. Your impressions, generally.
Well, I'd say it's been a fair game so far. Nigeria has been dominating. I think we've shaded the possession 55% to 45. We've made plenty of interesting incursions. The final ball hasn't been good. The crosses have been abysmal. The few chances that we did have, we've not been able to put away. We've shown some kind of pressure, sustained pressure, but we haven't really translated that into a proper cutting edge or created, gilt-edged chances. But so far, it's been Nigeria dominating, and there's still plenty to play for the next 45 minutes.
Nadi, your assessment of the first 45 minutes?
Expectedly, the Namibians will try to fall back to see whether the Super Eagles will push more back forwards, do what we call soak the pressure, try to look on one of those openings to strike at counter-attack. But it didn't happen the way they planned. We had a lot of the possession in the midfield where our midfielders try to see whether they can get the man that will put the final ball to the back of the net, but that didn't happen. We just had an opportunity, 25-yard shot, but got straight into the hand of the goalkeeper. Could have done better. Ahmed Musa for some of those brilliant runs, but these crosses, they have to put his crosses very wide. Couldn't get.
All right. And some anxious moments in the defense as well. Namibians were able to, get.
Yes, I was worried about that. Elders Nechijile seems to have been on holiday plenty of times. Every time the Namibians they broke down the right wing, which is Nigeria's left wing.
Yeah, okay.
And they broke consistently down that wing because maybe they might have identified that maybe that is Nigeria's weak spot. They got to the byline on many occasions down the left flank. So I think Stephen Keshi has started talking some sense into Elders and abandoning his primary responsibility, which is defending, and he hasn't really done much forward either. So I'm wondering why he doesn't just stick to what he knows how to do best.
All right, on the show tonight, let me just give you an outlook of some of the things that we'll be talking about. But of course, what we just talked about will dominate our thoughts, and of course, we would continue to monitor what is happening. We'll look at FIFA 2014 World Cup qualifiers. We'll also travel abroad, look at some other zones, South American zone. Some games have been played, North and Central American zone as well. Games have been played. We'll see the results and what it looks like. On the domestic scene, you have Nigeria Professional Football League matches played today. We'll give you the results. Some other matches will be played tomorrow as well. We'll also look at those results. We would spare time on the show, even though it's going to be very difficult because our hearts and minds is in Namibia, but we will spare time to talk about basketball. The NBA finals are currently going on. We've seen Game 3, so we will talk about that and look forward to Game 4, do our own preview of what is likely going to happen in Game 4 of the NBA finals. Then, of course, we will hopefully, before we wrap up the show tonight, the game would have been concluded. Then we'll look at how it's going to be in Group F of the African zone of the FIFA 2014 World Cup qualifiers. We're going to go on a break right now, catch our breath. We actually rushed down into the studio. So we're going to go on a break, catch our breath, then come back for more on Sports Tonight.
At first, it's only anticipation that something is about to happen. This is one thing that makes life interesting. To compete not only with players across the field, but across the world. It makes me feel joy when we win and sorrow when we lose. The action and reaction colliding, falling, dropping, despite the all. I love it because it brings me tears. Tears of victory, tears of joy. The skill that leads to the pass that leads to the shot that leads to the goal that determines the ultimate. Channel Sports, defining the moment of true sports.
All right, welcome back. Let's go into what we have lined up for your viewing pleasure tonight. Let's start with what really concerns us. Group F, the Group F tie between Nigeria and Namibia. Before we come on, it was goalless. I don't know if anything has happened, but I'm very sure the results as it stands right now as we speak will come up on your screen. Okay, that's a confirmation for you. Nigeria and Namibia is still goalless, but of course, the other game in the group, the result some of us wanted and we got it. Malawi and Kenya played out a 2-2-all draw. Let me start with Nodi. Let's leave our game for now. What shape is this group taking with this result?
It means we just have to win this game so that we avoid. We can just bring up some of those boys that played the Channel Skills Cup for the final round against Malawi. That's what it means. We just have to wrap up the game at this point. No, I'm not.
Are you not being overconfident?
I think we just have to win this game so that the final qualifiers we have to formality. That's just what I mean. Yeah, we just have to wrap up this game because sometimes if you look at qualifiers, it's better you wrap up your game because we have a lot of. After the qualifiers, we are going to the FIFA Confederation Cup, and you know what it means. Our players are still going to be loaded. So, but let's just finish up this so that our heart is going to be in September.
All right.
So just be expecting
where the final group game is against Malawi.
Let me quickly go to Tunde. It's a thin ice and it could break. This result looks like it favors us, but then again, for the Namibians, it's also a good result, especially if they win.
Actually, it does favor Nigeria, this Malawi-Kenya result.
It does.
Actually, Malawi actually winning this game until they considered an 89th minute own goal by their own player. So that has changed the complexion of the group somewhat. As it stands, Nigeria still currently top this group with 8 points, followed by Malawi with 7 points. Namibia comes third with 4 points, and Kenya have no hope of qualifying from this group. They bring up the rear with 3 points. So if Nigeria do get a draw in this game, we will still be leading this group going into the final round of qualifiers. The worst Nigeria should get tonight is a draw.
What if we lose?
What if we still have another game against Malawi, which is going to be the decider in Calabar or wherever that game is going to be played? So while Namibia will be looking at their heart,
the reason I'm saying all of this is so that we don't just throw our hands in the air and start jubilating. It's a good result for Nigeria. It favors us, yes. But if we lose, everything is thrown into the bank. But
we'll sit up. We need to be naive for anybody to believe that it's all done and dusted with
point exactly.
With a draw. Please, a lot of people here, even watching, are very football savvy. 2 points does not guarantee you anything.
Doesn't guarantee
going into the last round of games, even Namibia do have a chance of qualifying if things go their way. If Nigeria and Malawi play out a goalless draw and results conspire to help Namibia, who says they can't make it into the third round?
All right. Based on what we just discussed, let's look at how it looks in Group F. Nigeria's game with Namibia is not concluded, but this is what it looks like. Some countries have played five matches. We have just played 4. Still
currently playing our fifth.
Currently. So this is what it looks like. Nigeria still on top. After four matches, we're playing our fifth. Like Tunde said, we are on 8 points. Goal difference of +2. Followed by Malawi. They've played 5, +1, 7 points. Namibia in the third position, 4 points, goal difference -1. And Kenya